Yes. Were you told where she went for that breathing treatment?
Yes. She told me that she took her to an after hours or like urgent care type thing.
And when you said she, who were you?
I'm sorry, Jennifer.
And you said that was sometime in November.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you indicated that you left off in October, I think October 23rd, 2015. Did you continue to have conversation back and forth with Ms. Rosenbaum over Facebook about the girls?
I did, but I don't think we talked as much. We didn't talk as much as we did before.
Why was that? Why did that change?
I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure, but it did.
At some point during the time that the Rosenbaums had Millie and Layla, did you go to jail?
Yes.
Do you remember when that was?
I want to say, I don't exactly remember which time that was. It had to be towards, I remember getting a letter in jail that was sent from Jennifer and the girls.
And let me ask you, do you remember if it was before when you went to jail, was it before you got the message about Layla breaking her leg or after?
It was after.
And what did you go to jail for?
I went to jail for possession.
And when you got out, did you continue to make contact? Did you have any further contact with Ms. Rosenbaum?
Yes.
Did you continue to receive pictures of the girls from Ms. Rosenbaum?
I did, but I remember wondering why they were mainly pictures of just Millie.
So, at some point, the pictures, I guess the pictures you were receiving of the girls changed.
Yeah.
Were you receiving, in your estimation, who did you get the most pictures of?
I got a lot of pictures of Millie compared to a few of Layla that were, you could tell weren't new pictures or updated pictures.
And did you ever ask or talk to or communicate with Ms. Rosenbaum about your concern about pictures of Layla?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm showing you what's been marked and shown to counsel as exhibit number 90. Do you recognize that?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it an accurate depiction of the photograph that you received?
Yes.
I'd ask the state's exhibit number 90 be admitted into evidence. I don't believe I've seen it. I'll show them to you. I'll show them to you. Do you need to look at the evidence again?
What is the picture?
Face painting.
A picture from Facebook, Your Honor. Number 90.
Picture of who?
Millie.
All right.
I'd ask the state's exhibit 90 be admitted.
All right. And this is a picture of childhood as well.
I'm not going to shoot, Your Honor. When did you receive this photograph?
On November the 14th.
And what is depicted in that photograph?
That's Millie getting her face painted.
And I'm going to show you going back to state's exhibit number 85. Starting from the bottom of the chart.
There's a picture and another picture.
And what's the date of that?
November 14th, 2015.
So state's exhibit number 90, when it indicates that there's a picture, would that be the picture that you received?
Yes, ma'am.
And was there any conversation in regards to that?
Not of that picture.
Well, I'm just saying before, was there conversation after you received those pictures?
I think she told me that those were actually the updated pictures.
What's the conversation that came from that stream on November the 14th of 2015?
Where I started talking, I commented on a picture that she had sent me where she dressed Millie up like Cindy Lou Who.
Can you read what that message was that you sent to her?
It says, all Millie Lou Who. You don't have newer ones of Layla. And she responded, I sent 3 of her that we took today. But no, she has been sick, so didn't go with us to the branch. And then she said, I haven't taken any this week. Really, we've been busy with doctor and other stuff. And she said it's hard to get her to be in the mood for photos when she isn't feeling good, but she took the ones I did of her today above when she got her face painted.
When she talks about being busy with the doctor, do you know what she's referring to?
I guess I was just assuming it was from her being sick.
When you say her, is that
Layla being sick.
during that November of 2015 when you talked about her, I guess, Was that when you were supposed to have a visit, and because a message was received about it?
Yes, ma'am.
And starting from the bottom, we still on November the 14th of 2015?
Yes, ma'am. I said, "Oh, LOL." It was in see older pics. It must have been typo, but I said, I mean see older messages. Huh? And then
Who says huh?
Jennifer says, "Huh?" And then she says, "The first 3 I sent were literally from today." She said, "We went to an art gallery opening and they got their faces painted." She said, "Layla got a pumpkin on hers and Millie got a butterfly." They are in this message from today. And then I said, "Is Layla feeling any better? I'm sick too. I'm coughing up green stuff. Ugh. Did they fly their kites yet?"
And there's the markings there. Again, does that indicate where photographs were sent?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you receive photographs of the girls from that day?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as states 91 and 92. They previously been shown to defense counsel. Do you need to see them again? Do you recognize states exhibit 91 and 92?
Yes, ma'am.
Do they fairly and accurately depict what you received?
They do.
I'd ask the states exhibit 91 and 92 be admitted.
Admitted, states 91 and 92.
And what's in states 91?
91 is Layla's face with the pumpkin
And
painting.
92?
92 is Millie's face with the butterfly.
May they be,
You may help us.
and is that Layla there with her face painted?
Yes, ma'am.
And that states exhibit 91?
Yes, ma'am.
And states exhibit 92? Is that Millie?
Millie with her face painted.
Did you ever, during the time that the girls were with him, I know there was a lot of communication through Facebook, did you ever have any phone conversations with him?
Oh, yeah. We started talking on the phone more towards the end.
And did you do anything to, I guess, capture or keep or save those conversations?
I did. Once I started feeling like Layla was sick too much, I started feeling like she didn't send me pictures of her. I just wanted to know, like, I just felt like something wasn't right. So I wanted to keep, because, you know, my memory isn't all that great. So I wanted to make sure that I had everything that we talked about in order to go back to it in case I needed to.
So did you become concerned about the care of Layla during the time that she was with the Rosenbaums?
Yes, ma'am.
And why did you become concerned?
Well, because Millie, I had a phone call. The only time Millie ever, like, wasn't calm and cool in a phone call, I don't know why it was this night of all nights, but she was just frantic and she was hysterical, really, talking about how much she missed her old people, talking about me and my mom, and she was talking about that she just wanted to see us.
Do you remember when that conversation was with Millie?
I can't remember an exact date. I mean, but I know that it was, I started recording the phone calls after that. So it was, the phone call that I have recorded is of November the 14th. No, November the 16th, 2015.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as states exhibit number 93. Do you recognize that?
Okay.
How are you able to recognize it?
Because that's the phone call.
Have you had an opportunity to listen to it?
I have.
Okay. And what's on exhibit states number 93?
It's a phone conversation, like, it was a little different than the ones I'd had before with them that I didn't get to record. But in this phone conversation is me and Jennifer talking for a good bit, and then she says that they can talk now because they finished eating, and she lets Millie talk, and then I talk to Layla, and then talk to Jennifer again.
Have you had a chance to listen to that conversation since then?
A lot.
And that actual CD there, have you had an opportunity to listen to
Not on the CD, no, ma'am.
Did you listen to it?
Oh yeah, I did listen to it. I did.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
When did you listen to it?
Whenever I talked with you.
And did you do anything to indicate on the CD that you had listened to? Did I ask you to do anything on it?
Yep, I have wrote my initials right there.
And did I actually put the date of that conversation?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
what was the date of that conversation?
November 16th, 2015.
Have there been any changes, additions, or deletions to that conversation?
No.
I'd ask the State's Exhibit 93 be admitted into evidence.
Admit.
It may be published, Your Honor.
Admit.
Just to correct the record, we would ask that it be entered over our objection.
All right. Admitted over objection.
So the text, but it just shows me that he's a 825, which is probably my phone in that one. Yeah, so I just didn't let you know. I told what he's doing, my phone's supposed to be that died. Okay. Oh, I thought you were today about his cases. Good, yeah, you know her, and like, hey, by the way, like, you do some other things yet, so that she knows about the future. And she said she heard from you, and she knows that, she said, but it's down my daughter. Yeah, I'm gonna meet her tomorrow at court, since I have court for karma. And then, because she has to meet with me before visitation. And, she already knows Jacob and Anthony. So, because the detective hasn't called any of us back. I don't know, some situation is confusing me. I don't know. Oh, yeah, no. I haven't heard anything since, like, when it all first started up, like, I haven't heard anything else. Really well. Okay, I really don't expect there's anything from, I guess they wouldn't tell me anything, because the interview's done, the interview's that, unless they want to say that he was interested in some type of counseling or something, so I'm going to do it. Well, insurance is important, so. Yeah, I was surprised they don't already have any counseling, they always have anything counseling. Yeah, we do, they have one, but she's like, I don't like her. Yeah. I mean, but well, to be honest, but not really having any counselors, like, we're like, yeah, she just, I don't know, she was a interested question, but like the way she asked questions, and this is probably because I'm an attorney and I don't want to people ask questions, but when you ask a fair question, you need to give the answer, like, it doesn't give the answer that you want. So you say, you said that, no kidding. He hasn't answered yet, because he already told me the answer, but he said, who's talking about? Yeah, and then he opened the answer, and he was like, who did it? It wasn't me, or it was this person, or, you know, like all these optional answers, but when you need them directly to an answer, you suggest it, I don't know. I'm I'm in court tomorrow, or the word the, I guess, the brother Laila? Yeah. Her name is, hold on, I'll tell you, I was wondering if you knew her. Because I'm used to say Hayes. So, I'm surprised I don't have say, like, I have say Hayes every single time, like, she's been, it wasn't even, like, my guardian Laila. Alyssa Shrock. Yeah, I know her. You know, she used to be a defect worker. Oh, bro. Yeah, and she went to law school while she was working at defect, and she went to Georgia State Law School and stuff like that president, and so she did law school 4 years, and most people did it in 3, but she was really nice. She was a good lady. Okay. Where was the second circuit? My one for Clinton County, she was like rude, like super rude. I was just told me that she's not gonna get. Yeah, they also, the girls have, the girls have the other one. In the office for Henry County, there's two. There's Ian Miller and Alyssa Strauss. Those are the two. So I would be surprised if you have Alyssa right now, but if Henry County transfers the case and accepts it, then they probably give her to Ian as well. Ian, who has the girl. Yeah. Alright, I remember calling and asked about how the girls are doing and everything. Like, we never went to anything until they were before court, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, how are you doing it? Well, good thing you're not doing that because you know. And they're supposed to still separate. No, yeah, you know, and I'm glad he's doing the whole time and everything, but, so, schedule it for Wednesday, was like 4:30 to 6:30, feel good? Yeah, okay. Okay, well, I don't know, where are you staying? Is it engineer, please? Clayton. But I can, like, get a ride to wherever I need to. Okay, well, I mean, what did you want to do with them? I don't know, what do they like to do, like the park, or if it's too cold, yeah, McDonald's or something? Yeah, there was all that stuff, and now they have the gas out and that really booty. I felt bad, and we were talking about that before, or when we found that she went to the other place, but her gas out now, but she can do everything. Alright, and so she's her like good though, like, yeah, so, I forgot, I'm talking about that. So we went to lunch and I did an X-ray that day, and they took off the cast, and Dr. King didn't do it. I mean, he was like, she grew back a ton of them. Like he said, kid bone goes back real fast and everything, goes up stronger, he does it better than adult stuff. But he was like, for such a short period of time, she grew a lot of bones. And he was like, it's just more than he used to be. He said, you're good. He just surprised that it happened so fast and she grew so fast. But that leg, it looks different, and it looks different for a little while until her other leg grows the same amount of bone. But it has, you can feel the thickness of the bone in the leg. It's really super thick now. Like, Superman probably can break that bone now, but the other one is still in the color. Baby. Yeah, she goes back, but he was amazing. Like, he was not really the shit on that. But it's really good because now, like, on that leg, on that, she's almost putting in hospital pressure. And when she doesn't feel it, it's okay. Right now, is that that she drank a lot of milk or something? We only actually give them milk and water. So we see a doctor, one of the doctors in pediatrics, and like she was juice Nazi, and I also happen to be juice Nazi, so like they really only drink like milk and water, so like that's most of their consumption. And I feel like totally horrible because like when I when you go see healthy eating, crazy maniac, you know, something on me. Like tonight we're having salmon with 5 carrots and fruit. So, like, I don't eat that healthy. I mean, I'm not sure if that's what I do or anything like that, but, like, I don't know, I'm super happy about kids getting off their right food, and stuff, so they eat vegetables, and they eat, like, the regular protein, and I meat, so I don't eat fish, you know, they eat cod, and salmon, and tuna, and all that stuff that I know. Well, I think that Mickey told me, Mickey really used to be so picky. Because I know she's actually with 0 picky now. Like, we went to go for all last night, and she had a plate full, like, one of those plates that was entirely full. It had pot roast, cauliflower, broccoli, green beans, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, sweet potato casserole, shrimp, and roasted chicken. She ate every bit of it. Wow. Every bit of it. And then she was like, oh, I'm not going to have another for dessert. But, oh my God. It looks in that video, I mean. What? She looked chunky in that video that you sent me. She's so cute though. Yeah. She is just good at the other day. She's got a little poop on her garden. She's healthy according to the doctor here. And she's 38 and a half inches tall and 78 pounds, so she's like a pound per inch, which is, you know, pretty healthy. She's in the 80th to 95th percentile in her height and weight, which makes her slightly over, according to the tennis. I don't want to say that loud, I don't give her conflict, but it's all healthy, so she'll drop, you know. So she's over length or over the tall? Over the weight. Oh, no. Oh, good. But like the doctors are like, I mean, the doctors are like, it's a healthy weight, because, you know, it's not like she's snacking on cookies and cakes or anything like that. It's a healthy protein weight, so it's something that'll burn off with more activity and everything and stuff. And we just have, they said, make sure, you know, what happened was is that when my mother-in-law, like, is like, once she was in everything around the world, and things the red carpet for them to be done and stuff. Whenever she's over and everything, she will like mound up their plate with all kinds of stuff and let them kind of go. And, you know, they're supposed to eat it because it's in front of her. So, like, with us, you know, we make sure we give her the right size portion. Yeah, I don't know if she'll eat it. Like, if you put it down in front of her, she'll eat them. You think that's the way the kids deal with, like, stuff too? You know, we do certain things to deal with our problems. You think that? Oh, yeah, her comfort doesn't have already said that, and I believe it because, I mean, I have to think about one. You know, some people don't, when they get under such they don't eat. Some people overeat, and I can really figure out some people don't eat it. Yeah, I'm an undereater. Like, when there's something like, I'm testing really bad, and I feel super sick, and I can't eat anything. I think that's how Layla is, but no one's out. You really won't eat her feelings, either sick or she will eat anything. Like, he won't be sick, she won't eat. You know, it's crazy because Millie was my skinny baby, and Layla was my tiny butt. Yeah, Layla was so, like, skinny. She was like, I'm like, some pictures of her, like, when she first came over, I'm like, oh my God, isn't that my mom? Now, we don't have a mom, because she's like, all her baby fats on her. So now she's, you know, square the trend, and then, and then the other one. But, I mean, they're both healthy, so just, you know. I don't think they're kids, too. You can't really put too much on and all that kind of stuff while they're still young. And as like I said, the doctor just like, as long as it's not too constantly, you know, the unhealthy stuff that's made her that way, then she'll be fine. She doesn't, I mean, she's like that. We don't eat her anything like that. So anyway, they're eating, but Bella's on the phone, she can kind of talk to you while she's finishing up, and we'll let her whenever, because she takes 2 hours to eat anything. So, I gotta touch it and it's skinny, baby. My assistant is, listening, but she's not gonna talk, she's just gonna listen to baby. Okay, no problem. So here's my father. Yeah, you can take it in here. Hey, baby. You can finish eating and I'll wait, okay? Hey, what you doing? Good. Are you still eating? Yeah. Okay. What are you eating though? Fish. Fish. That sounds good. You like fish? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna call her there, I think, tonight, with my mother that I got. Tonight with what? With my mother. Your marker? Yes. You want to bring your marker? Is that what you're saying? Yeah? Well, what we're gonna do is next Wednesday, we're gonna be visited, and we're probably gonna go like McDonald's in the park and stuff. Yep. And you can bring your markers. You want to color with me? I do. Huh? What I want to color in with markers. You can bring some crayons for us to color. Alright, I'll bring some crayons. What else do you want? Some color on. Okay. What about a color book? I got a color book. Yeah, the school has kite today. And what's not really enough wind? You flew your kite, but there wasn't enough wind, so I didn't. Can we fly a kite? Can we fly a kite? On the visit? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we can fly our kites, or your kites if we have, if it's windy. I hope it is. Because I know you want to fly that kite. I miss you, baby. Guess what? What? I got a cat. A cat? Yeah, I got a new kitten. Yeah, her name is Frisker. Yeah. And, she's gray and white. How is Karma doing? Karma is good. I talked to her, or I saw her last Tuesday. Do you want me to send you a picture? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll send you a picture so you can see her. I love you, baby. Have you been okay? I saw pictures of her already. You did? Mm-hmm. You saw the new picture of her? Mm-hmm. Well, isn't she beautiful like your sisters? Mm-hmm. I have some pretty babies. Mm-hmm. You're beautiful. I miss you so much. Mm-hmm. I cannot wait to fly a kite and color with markers and crayons. But I saw her picture of Layla. She's cute. Of Layla, not us? Yeah. 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 Short. Short? Yeah. What, baby? Karma's so little. Yeah, she is little. Remember when Layla was that little? Oh, yeah. You remember holding her at the hospital and when we brought her home? Remember when she was in my belly? Oh, yeah. I have a video of you and you're talking to her in my belly. Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You were listening. Mm-hmm. Yes. What did you come me a picture with your markers today?
Yes, but not the whole thing.
Not the whole thing?
We didn't have really enough time.
Well, what'd you do today if you didn't have no time?
I played in my room and all that.
Why?
I played my kite.
You flew your kite and then
And
say,
then my kite, it was strong enough, but it wouldn't do it. My mom and dad, my foster mom, and my foster daddy tried with it to learn what it was.
oh man, I hope it's windy whenever we have a visit in because I want to see you fly your kite.
And
So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I got a Frozen. Did you see my Frozen phone case?
oh yeah.
You saw that?
And
It had Frozen on it. It had Queen Elsa and Olaf on it. And I got a
for the mirror.
huh?
It was cute with your mirror.
Oh, thank you. It was straight. I straightened it.
And you didn't have Elsa on it.
I know, I did. Because I knew that you and you liked Queen Elsa, and I knew that Layla liked Olaf.
So you did like that on your face.
Yeah, it's a big fall, isn't it?
There it is.
Mhm.
Look at the
Yeah, you have an iPad though. I don't. Yours is old.
I have lots and lots of things on it.
So yeah,
There it is.
I wondered if
It's not as big as yours though.
do you have a leap pad?
At least that
Yeah,
I did.
you do. Because I had some games for you, but I didn't know if you had one. But I'll try to find them.
At least have and an iPad.
Oh my goodness, you got everything.
And then,
Well, so you played in your room all day today? Yeah, and something.
I play outside some.
Oh, and Layla's leg is all better?
Yes.
Yeah. Has Layla been being good?
We got cotton candy.
Cotton candy?
Which is so loud.
Oh my gosh, I love cotton candy. I love the blue one.
And we got pink ones.
I like pink too.
And
But I got the picture of, Jennifer sent me a picture of you and the Grinch. I saw the Grinch.
did you see that he picked me up?
Yeah. And I saw your hair. You look like Millie Lulu. You were so gorgeous. What's Layla doing right now?
I used my cotton candy.
So what's Layla doing? She eating cotton candy with you?
And now,
So,
she didn't food.
she didn't finish her food. Yeah. So, but has Layla been being nice to you?
He has.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, y'all are getting so big. I don't want to miss y'all no more. I want to see you. I miss you.
What you did.
Mm. So, hey, what's wrong with Layla? Is she crying? No. So you want me to bring crayons so you can bring your markers and we'll color a picture? So coloring book, paper, crayons is what I'm bringing.
Okay.
Okay. And we're gonna eat McDonald's.
So then my picture.
You want a picture of you?
Yes.
What picture?
You want me to bring you a picture of me?
Of course, baby, and bring me a bunch of pictures if you can.
Okay.
You want me to bring you a picture of me?
So let me stop. I guess if I can find one.
Alright, I'll bring you a picture of me and Molly. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't remember Lolly that much.
Huh?
I don't remember Lolly that much.
Why not?
I don't remember.
She remembers you that much. She must be loves you.
Me too.
Well, you remember your mommy, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Good. I don't want you to forget about me. You want me or your mommy? You can't let Layla forget about me either, okay?
Okay.
Well, what else do you want to talk about? You want to talk
Talk to Layla.
You want to talk to Layla?
Yes.
Okay, baby. Really? Hey! What are you doing? Are you eating my leg? Yes, yeah. What? Yeah? I love you. I love you so much. You being a good girl? Yeah. Mommy's gonna see you soon. Yeah, this is your mommy. You know that, right? Right. This is your mommy and I love you. Did you go to potty today? You are in your panties. Okay. Yeah. Mommy has an Olaf blanket. Yeah. And cat? What'd you say, baby? Blanket? Yeah. Mommy wants to see her Layla. Hey, did you fly a kite today? Really? Oh my goodness. I miss you so much, big girl. You're my mom. You're mommy, big girl. Yay. And your leg feels better? And you're not sick no more? No, yay! Yay! I'm gonna see you. We'll see you soon. Soon, and we're gonna color a picture. Yeah, we're gonna color a picture. What do you want to do? And play? You want to come play with mommy? Hey, you're so sweet. What are you going to go do? You going to go take a bath and get ready for night-night? Yeah? Yeah, you're such a good girl. You going to say your prayers? And because Jesus loves you? Yes. Mommy's sick. Yeah, mommy's got a cough. So you pray for mommy to feel better. Okay? What toys do you want? You want? Mommy got you some clothes. What kind of toys do you want mommy to get you? Do you like Barbie? No. Do you like teddy bears? Yes. And Barbie? Okay, baby. I can't wait to see her. I love her so much. Hers is so beautiful. Mommy loves you. Be a good girl. Give me kisses. Mwah. Love you so much. Can you give it a 5 really fast? I want you to give it a 5 for mommy. Yay! Oh my goodness, you're so smart. You're getting so big. I love you, baby. You be a good girl. Mommy, tell Millie hi. Bye, baby. Good night.
Hey, Trevor,
Hey.
would you say bye to us?
I mean, unless she still wants to talk, I don't ever know if she still wants to talk to me, you know?
I just heard her bye about when she was saying bye. She was telling me bye.
Oh, well, I mean, I was telling her about it, that's enough, I didn't say bye to me.
She had a seat, waiting to do some of this after you guys talking, but she might not keep it.
Alright. Sometimes I don't
You
get,
would ever think her?
I mean, kinda.
We're saying, cupcake, Tina?
Okay.
Yeah, the cupcake one. Yeah, and she was talking about, a picture, she took a picture, and she was coloring the picture.
Sometimes I feel bad when I can't understand her.
And we're like really, I mean, unless you're like standing in front of her and you're used to what she's asking for, and you're like,
Well, do you think that, and I don't know, like, when they want to get off the phone, like, or if I'm talking too much, or, I mean,
nothing anything yet. I mean, the other time we got away, she said, I'm not sure.
if she was talking about it.
Okay, well, so we're gonna plan for Wednesday at 4:30, and do you know what park or where we want to go to?
I mean, the one, you all live in Ola, right?
Yeah.
And I live in Starbridge, so like, in Hampton. But Hampton's not nowhere near a McDonald's though.
No, yeah. What exit are you off of on the other side?
It's, exit 2.
Oh, there, on 670.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, Houston would be like the opposite way for both of us, because I'm on off of exit 221, so like, going 2 exits away from, Hudson Bridge area. I just don't know the park of it.
I don't either. What about, over by the VFAX office, isn't there like, or is that not that used to be a soccer field or something, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I think they might have a playground area over there. I don't know, I can't remember.
I can't even. But maybe, if it's windy, hopefully it'll be windy and they can fly their kite.
Yeah, that's what they all did. We failed at that. Not that I was trying to remember street make it fly, couldn't even make that happen.
I come up with a better idea. Or if you come up with a better idea, I come up with a better idea, then I'll just tell you before then.
All right, yeah, just let me know. I mean, I know, Heritage Park right there at Lake Dowell, that's a really good park. And there's also the down right side of it, for some reason, moving to the outside. Going up 42, I'm trying to think what's on 42. I mean, I'm sure there's a McDonald's somewhere there, so another park over there.
Yeah. Well, I think on 42, is there a park still around here? Or on 43? Is it local?
Your park over all around, you know that.
So there's half a way, that's so far.
Across the room.
Oh, okay. There's a park on Red and Homestead. So just look up and you tell me and I'll be there.
All right, well, I'll let you know. And depending on where it's at and then how fast I can get there, I mean, I know I will be coming from McDonough, main office area over there near DFAX. I'll be coming from there around 4 o'clock, and then I'm going to scoop and pick them up. So if it takes a little bit of time to travel, it might shift, the 5 to 7 or whatever, just kind of to fit the schedule. I will, we can text or whatever, keep up to date on that, but depending on how far it is, I mean, time might be a little bit, just seeing how fast I can get there and stuff.
All right.
All right, then, well, I will, I guess, discuss with you about that either tonight or on Wednesday morning.
Okay.
All right, so that's it.
Are you going to school, Robin?
Yeah, I'll be tomorrow. I have a final lesson tomorrow.
Okay, all right, well, then just,
On my birthday.
so, I know. Tomorrow's your birthday?
Yeah.
On the day?
Yeah, I'll be 27 years old.
What do you need for, what do you want for your birthday?
Oh, please, you can have anything, right?
I know it's hard to get that stuff when we get older, but like, something. Maybe I'll just get.
You can find cupcakes and such, and I just want to eat cupcakes and I get some later. Yeah, I mean, we went out to dinner or whatever, and just want to eat and look at jackets. There's no peanut butter, you're old, I'm just going out.
It's fun.
What do you think?
Not fun anymore.
No. And we don't even party, so it's not the, we're not really doing that. I read a glass of wine and watch all my shows.
I know last Saturday I wanted to go out and I was talking to my friends about it and I still didn't go. Like I've been wanting to all day and I still didn't go. Like it's been like a year since I've been out.
Yeah, the last time I went out, it was some of my friends, it was probably last year sometime. Maybe, yeah, it was last year, probably last year right after my birthday. And they tricked me and took me to a place called Lift, which is a transgender drag queen show bar in Japan. I was highly uncomfortable with the whole scenario. I had to call people, get on the lady man that was serving us. I was, oh, thank you, man. She's like, I'm not a man. I'm not a man. I am a man. I was like, oh, let's be real. You do that big proof. So, so we got this in there, and I was like so uncomfortable, and I drank because I was so uncomfortable. And then they were like, this is us. So we went to Havana, and friends is not that great. I mean, like, yeah, especially with a lot of Latinos there, and like Mexican guys trying to grind on you, which is not my idea of a good night.
Oh my gosh, and that's well, hopefully tomorrow is a great day too.
Well, I have a final and I'll just go to work, so I'll be on go tomorrow night after I get my final. Before we go to bed, I'll come in, maybe if only have to go big, maybe I'll be over. For now, we'll probably have some dinner time, volleyball, because it's already sleep, and I'll be the rest of my watching TV shows, and then call it a day. That's what our birthdays are like.
That's a whole everyday car.
Yeah.
They it's an everyday now. We gotta get over that, I guess. But alright, well, I can see you Wednesday probably, or I'll text you sometime.
Well, did you want us to bring anything for the visit? Like,
Millie said she wanted to bring her markers and she wanted me to bring crayons and color books.
oh, right, we can do that. I'm at the writing classes. Do a question writer or something.
And maybe the kites if you think it'll be windy enough.
Yeah, there's plenty out there. So. Fine. Alright, well, we can get up tomorrow and see how it's going. Yeah, weather is going to too, so we never really clear out there.
Great.
Okay, have a good night.
Okay, you too.
Was that the last conversation that you had with Ms. Rosenbaum?
The last recorded conversation.
And you talked about Layla's leg in there. Do you ever recall having any conversations with her about Layla having difficulty walking with the cast in her leg?
No, ma'am.
Did she ever mention anything to you about Layla falling down or falling on the bed with the cast on it all?
No, ma'am.
And in the conversation she's talking about counseling, did you know anything about the girls having a counselor prior to that conversation?
No.
When you would talk to Ms. Rosenbaum, would you, besides talking about the girls, would you talk about the court process and procedure?
I just knew that she was in law school and would know the answers to the questions about the guardian ad litem and stuff, and I figured that she would know them personally, so. But no, we didn't have like a whole bunch of conversations about that.
But would you ask her questions about the process in court?
Yeah.
And that conversation was November the 16th? And when was your visit scheduled with the girls that you're talking about in the conversation?
It was scheduled for the 18th.
And that would have been that Wednesday?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 94, previously shown to counsel. Do you recognize that?
Yes, ma'am.
And does it fairly accurately depict what you received?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me ask you, where did that photograph come from?
It was on Facebook Messenger from Jennifer
When did you receive that photograph?
on the 14th
Of what day?
of November.
I'm sorry.
In November.
I'd ask the State's Exhibit 94 be admitted into evidence.
It said Layla before bed.
Matt, publish your honor.
Admit it, you may vote.
And what is depicted in States 94?
It's Layla, in a big t-shirt, like, and it was before bed.
The conversation that we were listening to for the 16th, is that the last conversation you ever had with Layla?
Yes, ma'am.
That Wednesday visitation, did you ever get to have that visitation?
Oh, ma'am.
Why not?
Because she was dead.
Nothing further.
Okay, this is a suitable time for lunch break. And so what we're going to do is break now and come back at 1:30. We'll all be back in the jury room at 1:30. Thank you.
Miss Daniel, good afternoon. My name's Corinne Mull, and I've got a number of questions that I'd like to ask you. Isn't it true, Miss Daniel, that the reason your visitation was terminated with the girls was because you failed to show up for several visitations?
That did happen.
Okay, that did happen. So that is why the visitations were canceled and you no longer had visitation, correct?
Not all the visitations.
Other times it was because you could not make it. Isn't that correct?
I think we saw it because Layla was sick.
So let me turn your attention to August 3rd, 2013. Isn't it true that on that date, you communicated with Jennifer and told her that you would not be coming to visitation? Do you recall that?
I don't.
Do you recall telling her that you were sick?
I do remember being sick, but that was, I mean, I don't specifically remember the conversation.
Well, let's see if this refreshes your recollection. Take a look at this and see if this helps refresh your recollection. Does that refresh your recollection?
Yes.
Isn't it true that you missed? Isn't it true that you canceled visitation in August of 2015?
Yes, I was. I was just really, I was really far along pregnant with my third child.
And
So,
Jennifer told you that was okay, didn't she? Is that a yes?
Yes, ma'am.
So you only got visitation thanks to Jennifer, correct? You didn't get visitation at the Browns, did you?
No,
You didn't get visitation at the Lamberts, did you?
no.
It was only Jennifer who said to DFAC she would allow you to see the children, correct?
In August, yeah.
In August. And in July, you saw the children. In August, you were sick, correct?
Correct.
And then in September and October, you missed several visitations. Isn't that correct? Nobody could find you.
I don't remember any visitations being scheduled. Do you have?
Do you remember the visitations being canceled?
I remember them being canceled in the messages from my Facebook. I remember them being canceled by Jennifer.
You remember that your visitation was terminated by DFAX because you failed to appear at several visitations. Do you not recall that?
I mean, not offhand. I don't.
So you don't remember that visitation was canceled for you because you failed to show up several times. You don't remember that.
I think it was towards the end of my pregnancy, and I was kind of.
Is that a yes, then?
I still don't remember multiple visitations being canceled because of my negligence to show up, but
But it is true that your visitation was terminated by DFAX, wasn't it? Samantha Brown, the caseworker, terminated your visitation, correct?
I have phone calls with Samantha Brown where I'm asking her for visitations. I don't recall. I'm sorry, I just don't recall it being terminated.
Okay, you were asking her for visitations because you weren't getting any, correct?
Correct.
Now, I want to ask you a number of questions with regards to Layla. When you had Layla, you reported that she gasps as if she cannot breathe, correct?
No, she had a poop noise, is what it was. And when she only did it when she went to the bathroom. So, but I mean, I guess you could explain it like that. I don't think I've ever explained it like that. I've always just called her poop noise.
Okay. You didn't report to the doctor that she gasps as if she cannot breathe?
No.
Okay. Isn't it true that both your girls suffered from rashes? Isn't that correct? Both Millie and Layla suffered from rashes on their bottom.
Millie did have hand, foot, mouth. Yes.
And Layla suffered from rashes, isn't that correct?
I think Layla might have had hives or something, but it only lasted a day.
Okay. Let me show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 3 and ask you if you recognize that picture.
I do.
And what is it a picture of?
That is the day after her hives. That's when they're going away.
When is this picture taken?
That picture was taken sometime in July, I want to say, of 2014.
2004. I tender at this point, Your Honor, Defendant's Exhibit 3 and evidence.
Any objections? Admitted? Keep it.
Now published.
You may.
So this is a child that doesn't have rashes, correct?
No, I told you she had hives.
She has hives.
She had one time.
And this is a picture taken when you had custody of her, correct?
Correct.
And isn't it true that your third daughter also has rashes?
I really wouldn't know that.
You would know.
No.
And why is that?
Because my third daughter is being raised.
Is Your Honor, relevance?
Your Honor, it's relevant. You're talking about what she knows. It's about her third daughter. There's nothing irrelevant about it.
But third daughter is not a victim of civil indictment in this case. It has nothing to do with the case at hand or the issue at hand.
Your Honor, it has to do with family lines and hereditary conditions.
Overruled.
So why is it you don't know whether your daughter...
Because her adoptive mother has had her since she was 11 days.
So you've had two daughters, and they both have had conditions, rash conditions, correct?
That's what you say?
Since the death of Laila, since Layla and Millie went in with the Rosenbaum, you've had two children, and they're both in adoptive care, correct?
Yet all three
All
living
three.
children are in adoptive care.
So your rights were terminated.
They were.
Let me show you. Layla also got rashes when she drank orange juice or things with vitamin C in them. Isn't that correct?
Layla didn't get rashes on multiple occasions, like I said, and I didn't see a trigger, and I tried not to give her citrus anyways because she wasn't old enough for it.
But so you're telling us that she does not have an orange juice, a vitamin C rash. She does not get rashes when she drinks or eats vitamin C.
I'm pretty sure, I mean, I never related the two.
Okay.
She only had the rash, the hives, the one time.
Now, you have dealt with DFACs pretty much your entire life, isn't that correct?
Pretty much.
And it's fair to say that when you talk to DFACs, you don't always tell the truth, do you?
I'm a pretty honest person.
That's not what I'm asking you. When you
Yes,
talk to DFACs,
yes, I tell the truth. I mean, I was a child, I was a teenager, so maybe I lied every once in a while, but for the most part, I tell the truth.
do you recall in 2013 when DFACs came out and you told them neither you nor your mother had been involved in drugs? Do you remember that?
I really don't remember 2013 too well.
Do you recall telling LaToya Summers that you and your mother did not use drugs?
No.
The truth of the matter is you've been doing meth since age 13, correct?
I mean, that was the first time I experienced it. I haven't been just on it constantly since then.
Now, you gave a statement to Officer Witt at the time that he came out to talk to you about the death of Layla. And he said, asked you why your children were in defects custody, correct?
Correct.
And what did you say?
Because I failed a drug screen.
Isn't it true what you said is that you lost your daughters because you would do anything to get meth?
No, absolutely not. Who would say something like that?
So you didn't tell DJ Witt on November 19th, 2015, that you would do anything to get meth?
No.
Now, isn't it true that you told Detective Witt that Layla looked like she had never been fed?
When did Layla look like that?
When you talked to Detective Witt on November 19th, 2015, did you tell him
It
that...
did. She looked underfed and unhealthy to me in the photos that Jennifer sent me.
And
The
so-
actual updated photos.
So what letter did you write to DFACS complaining about Jennifer?
I actually had a court date the day of her death. I had a court date scheduled for Karma Lee.
Who's Karma Lee?
Karma Lee is my third child. And she had been taken from me, and we were going for a venue change from Clayton to Henry.
And what about that hearing?
I talked to Samantha White, and I showed her the pictures that Jennifer had sent me the night before, and I told her that that Layla looked unhealthy, and that's not my baby. That's not what she looks like. That she's sick or something, and I wish that she would go check on her.
And this was November what?
This was November 17th.
November 17th?
I mean,
the
15th.
date- November 15th,
17th, sorry.
17th.
2015.
Layla was already dead at this point.
It might have been the 14th.
So you're not sure when you had
Or
that
the
hearing, are
15th.
you? You're not sure when you had that hearing?
It was on the 15th.
14th or 15th?
15th. It was
15th.
early in the morning.
Okay. So now you told Samantha White that you were complaining about Jennifer's care of the girls.
That's when I became worried. The photos that she sent me, Layla looked unhealthy. Her hair had fallen out, and she had bruises and cuts on her face. Yes, I was worried, and that was the first opportunity I had gotten to talk to anybody about it.
Where are the pictures where her hair is falling out and she has cuts on her face?
I have pictures. I mean, I wasn't allowed to bring my own pictures. I have them, though. I
You
mean,
have them?
I'm sure that.
Well, can you produce them at this point? We'd like to see them.
Do I need to bring my phone out?
I would just ask Your Honor if we could maybe take a break and print the pictures up.
Because I have actually two different ones of the same sad angle.
Okay.
Didn't Miss
I sent them.
Young, did you send them to Miss Young?
I just sent them, yeah.
Okay. You sent them in when?
I sent them yesterday.
Okay.
Because I figured that would be important. And if I hadn't sent them before, I wanted to make sure they got in there.
Are you asking me to work do something?
Yes, I'm asking that we take a break so that we can get the photographs and print them up.
Okay. The jury will please step in the jury holding room. We'll come back in a few minutes. All right, let me know when it's done. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Daniel, these pictures that you gave us were taken on November 16th, 2015, correct?
That's when I received them.
That's when you received them, and that is the day you received them, and isn't it true that it is the same night you were on the phone with them?
Yes, it's actually, I want to say right after the phone calls.
Okay,
Even
so
though
it's
they were
right-
supposed to be done with their food by then, but yeah.
Let me show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit. Let's start with Defendant's Exhibit 8. Is that one of the pictures you brought us today?
Yes.
Okay. Is this a picture of Layla?
They're both Layla,
They're
yeah.
both Layla. Okay, one's in July and one's in November. And you remember when you talked to her, you asked her to blow you a kiss, didn't you?
Right,
You
but
said, blow mommy a kiss, didn't you?
I don't think that was said in the phone call.
Okay,
Blow
you don't
mommy a
think it was
kiss.
said. Okay.
But because we listened to that phone
If
call.
I'd like to tender Defendant's Exhibit 8.
I think I was just told that's what she was doing. But I have previous pictures of her blowing kisses when the Browns sent me pictures while she lived there, and that's not how she does it. So
So She did it a different way at the Browns than she does it at the...
She did it a different way all the time up until that picture. But I'm not saying she didn't start blowing kisses a different way. I'm just saying that's also sign language that she was taught at the Browns, too, for Hungary.
Okay. Let me show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 9.
Did you tender 8?
Yes, I tended 8 to them.
Any objection? Admitted.
Let me show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 9 and see if you can identify that.
I can identify that.
What is it?
That's Layla.
And when is that picture taken?
Well, I know it was sent to me after the phone call.
Okay, so that was November 16th,
Yes, ma'am.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if I may, Your Honor, I will tender Defendant's Exhibit 9 into the record and ask them to publish.
No objection.
It's admitted to make publish 8 or 9. Or both.
This is November 2015. Where are the cuts and bruises on her face?
Well, I mean, is there a zoom thing on there? You can see it on her forehead clear as day. Maybe it's... I mean, I see a actual lump on her forehead right there. You don't see
the
that
lump on your forehead
with the cut in it.
with a cut in it.
Right.
Okay. Let me show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 9 and tell me what that picture represents.
Am I telling you what that represents?
Yes.
It looks like a torn up baby to me.
Okay. It looks like a torn up baby to you. Do you see any bruises or cuts on her face?
I see the same bruise and lump on her forehead.
Okay. You see the food sitting beside her?
I do, out of reach, yeah, I see that.
Of course, she was being fed, wasn't
But
she?
she was supposed to be already be done,
But she wasn't
according to the
done,
phone
was
call.
She was done with the food.
I don't know
That picture
what
taken
was
before
what.
the food was- I would know.
Thank you.
These are the pictures that you gave us indicating cuts and bruises on her face and loss of hair. Correct?
Yes, and is her hair not thinner in the second picture than it was when she...
I'm asking the questions.
Okay, well, yes, I feel that way.
Now, isn't it true, Ms. Clendenny, I'm sorry, Ms. Daniel, that you maintained Facebook friendship with Jennifer before and during the fostering of the children? You were her Facebook friend.
I don't think we were friends.
You don't think so? You don't know?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that we added each other as actual friends after the fact of me hearing about her through Miss White.
Okay. Now, on October 16th, 2015, do you remember that date?
October 16th.
Do you remember telling Jennifer on that date in Facebook that you weren't pregnant anymore, so no excuses about not to work and not to do what I'm supposed to do? Do you remember saying that?
I mean,
That was true, wasn't it?
yeah,
Is that a yes?
it is true, yeah.
Okay. And Jennifer responded to you that she would definitely be praying for you and she was glad you got somewhere safe to stay, correct?
Sounds like it'd be about right.
Okay. And that was in October when you went missing, isn't that correct? You finally found a place to stay, and Jennifer said to you she was glad that you found a place to stay, isn't that correct?
I went missing.
Well, you weren't showing up to visitation in October.
Well, I was having, I think, a scheduled visitation with Karma, and I was trying to get... Wait, this is October, so, I'm sorry, I was ahead of time. That may have happened.
Okay. And that was, we're talking about the October visit. Then in August, you previously testified that in August you also were sick and missed visitation, correct?
That's what we already talked about.
We already talked about
Okay.
that. And in August, you told Jennifer, after the baby comes, things will be easier, correct?
Yeah, I was probably, like, meaning I wouldn't be sick, and
And so you said, it seems like I'm avoiding my current situation, but really I'm getting some stuff situated while the girls are in good hands, correct?
yeah, I probably
Okay.
said that.
Now, August 3rd of 2015, you told Jennifer you loved the birthday party she gave Layla, and you said that seeing the girls truly happy and smiling makes my heart happy, correct?
Yeah, but we're skipping back and forth right here. I mean, those pictures that she sent, I was happy about, and then come to find out that was before she even lived there that they threw her this birthday party. So, but I didn't get them until after she lived with them, the pictures.
This is August of 2015. She went to the Rosenbaums in July 24th,
Okay.
2015.
When did she send me the pictures? Because it was well after her
I'm not talking about
birthday.
pictures now. We're not talking about pictures. We're talking about Facebook messages.
That's the only way I would have known that I loved her birthday party is what I'm meaning by that.
Okay. regardless of that, did you say, seeing the girls truly happy and smiling makes my heart happy? Did you say that?
I mean, of course.
Okay. Now, you also took the pictures she sent you, and the videos she sent you, correct? And you posted them on Facebook, didn't you?
I asked her if I could.
But you did post them,
I
didn't
did.
you? And on November 15th, she sent you a picture of Layla just before she went to bed. That was November 15th, correct?
That was the 14th, I think. Was it the 15th?
Let me see if I can find that picture first.
The big T-shirt picture is the one you're referring to.
What you call a big T-shirt picture. States Exhibit 94. That was November 14th, you say, is when you got it. And she died November 17th, correct?
Correct.
We're going to zoom it back out again. Now, she encouraged you on Facebook, didn't she?
Of course.
She was nice to you on Facebook?
Yes.
Now, she told you the activities the girls were doing, correct?
She told me what she said they were doing.
Okay. She told you about the face painting, didn't she?
The face painting, yes.
She told you about the fall festival, didn't she?
Yes, she sent me pictures of the fall festival.
She told you about the birthdays that she gave Layla and Millie, correct?
Yeah, well, Layla.
Okay, Layla. She showed you the pictures at Noah's Ark, where they celebrated Millie's birthday, didn't she?
Where she was going down the slide and the Chick-fil-A.
I'm not saying slide,
I mean, I relate because every conversation I have with her, that the ones you're referring to all came with pictures.
She tell you about Noah's Ark? Yes or no?
If that's where the big slide was, and they had face painting and Chick-fil-A.
Did she tell you that she went to the Southern Belle Farm with the children?
Yes, I saw the Southern Belle Farm pictures.
And you complained to Jennifer that you felt a failure, and she told you that you made human beings, you made 3 human beings, and that was a divine purpose. Isn't that correct?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Isn't it true you complained to Jennifer in one of your Facebook posts that you felt like a failure, and she told you not to feel like a failure because you made 3 beautiful human beings, and that was a divine purpose?
I mean, she said a lot of nice things.
Did she say that, though, is my question.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And you said to her earlier on in July, you said that you would sleep better knowing the girls will be placed with Jennifer and Joseph, correct?
Yes, because
And-
of what I saw, not because of what I knew. Not because I knew her and knew they would be safe, but I based it off of what I saw.
And Tessa, Miss Daniel, you have, since the child's death, you have had custody for a period of time of Millie, didn't you?
Since
Since the death of Layla, you have had custody for a period of time of Millie.
no,
Millie never lived with you?
no,
Millie never came to the funeral with you?
she did, but she didn't live with me, and I had no custody. I had a visit at the
You
funeral.
had visits with her, though.
The visit that was supposed to take place before Layla died.
But you had a visit.
Yeah, that took place at the funeral home.
And you had visits with her after that. You had telephone calls with her, didn't you?
Supervised.
Supervised, but you had them.
I had
correct?
them.
And you, let me show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 4 and ask you if you can identify that picture.
I can.
What is it?
That is a sign that we made for her sister, and all the children were doing it for her.
And when was this done?
That was a supervised visit at DFACS.
And when was that done?
January 22nd.
2016, is that correct?
That's correct.
Your Honor, at this time I will tender Defendant's Exhibit 4 into the record.
Any objection? Admit before.
Is that the picture that we're talking about?
Yes.
And isn't it true that DFACS told you that you were having inappropriate conversations with Millie.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I'm asking her if she was told that. No.
That's statements that were made, I'm suggesting from the truth of the matter, sir.
No.
And it's not statements made by her, she's asking about statements made by defects from her.
They're written to her, and she can be asked if she recalls the statements. I'll go ahead and overrule the objection.
I don't recall them saying that to me.
You don't. Now, isn't it true that at one visit in July that you missed, you wrote to Jennifer and said, "I wish I could be there. Did Miss White say anything about me and setting up a visit soon now that I took the drug screen?" Do you remember saying that?
We're in July.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry. This is Miss White me asking if Miss White had said something to her
Do you
about. I'm
recall
sorry.
telling Jennifer that because they had a visitation without you, because you didn't show up, do you recall saying?
Object, Your Honor. I think she may need to orient the witness. She's talking about various different dates and asking her to just say something without even giving her a point of reference.
I gave her
It's
the
difficult
dates.
for the witness to answer accurately.
Two things. First is, let her finish her questions, her answers. And second, she might need a little orientation right now. Also statements.
Do you recall July 25th of 2015?
This was.
If you don't recall it, it's okay to say you don't recall.
Well, I try to search my memory to see if I can help you out with your question. And I base it off of things like she wasn't living with them yet. She was doing the home visits with them.
Do you recall July 25th, 2015?
I can't just recall it. I'm sorry.
Okay, you don't recall that. See if this refreshes your recollection.
Okay.
Does that refresh your recollection?
Yes,
Do you recall talking Facebooking with Jennifer? Do you recall that?
I do.
Do you recall saying, "I wish I could be there"? Did Miss White say anything about me and setting up a visit soon now that I took the drug screen?
Yes.
Okay. So Miss White was setting up the visits, correct?
Miss White was overseeing setting them up, and then she handed all that responsibility off to Jennifer.
Okay.
Whenever Jennifer, the time that Miss White set up wasn't it wasn't good for her, so Miss White just decided, well, hey, how about you pick the time? That's basically how that went.
And isn't it true that you missed visitations?
Objection, asked and answered several times, Your Honor.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Redirect.
Tessa, were you struggling back in 2015 with your addiction?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there times when you didn't see your girls when you wanted to?
Yes, ma'am.
I think, were you grateful that Ms. Rosenbaum and Mr. Rosenbaum were willing to take over the care of your kids?
I was.
Go ahead.
I just was going to say that at one point, I felt like maybe that they would be better for them, but this wasn't through me witnessing it in person. This was just through pictures that they sent me of stuff that they could get them that I couldn't get them. And I just felt like maybe they could have like a family, like a mommy, daddy, stable thing with them. But this was all through pictures and what she was telling me. So at one point, I did feel like maybe if I just backed out, that they would be better off.
And I want to, and when you thanked Jennifer, was it based on the photographs that you were receiving of the girls and photographs you had seen previously on Facebook of the Rosenbaums and what their life appeared to look like?
Yeah. Yes,
During
ma'am.
that time when you were sending those thank yous, did you have any concerns about the girls' safety or the care of them when they were with the Rosenbaum?
No, not at first. I didn't have.
And during your conversation, I think it states exhibit number 98. Do you recall the conversation you and Jennifer had about the girls' weight?
In the phone call?
In the phone call we listened to right before lunch?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And were y'all talking about the girls losing and gaining weight?
Yeah, how their eating habits had changed.
And what did Jennifer tell you about their eating habits?
That Millie wasn't picky anymore, which was odd because she was really picky when she was living with me. But that Layla now was an undereater, and when I had Layla, she had like Michelin Man arms. Like she wasn't an undereater at all.
And I'm going to show you, and I misspoke, it was State's Exhibit 93. Let me show you State's Exhibit 95. Is that the same photograph? I believe that is State Defense Exhibit number 8.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the same photograph you just looked at with Ms. Moore?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd ask that State's Exhibit 95 be admitted into evidence.
No, I have no objections. Sister. Put it in. I have no objections.
So when you look at this picture, in July of 2015, tell me how Layla's cheeks look to you.
She looks like a chipmunk.
And then in November of 2015, the picture that's right next to her, what do her cheeks look like?
She looks sick.
Are her cheeks still that chunky look as they were in July 2015?
No, and I feel like her hair is like thin, or she's just stressed or something. I don't know.
Did she look like the same baby in that photograph from July 2015?
No.
And I want to ask you, I'll show you what's been marked already. The same picture, I believe it was defense 9 and states number 96. Is that the same photograph depicted in defense number 9?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd ask that states exhibit 96 be tendered into evidence.
Any objection, 696?
Ms. Mull asked you about that plate of food. Does it appear that anything has been eaten off of that plate of food?
It looks to me like it's been pushed around. I mean, that's just my opinion.
But is there still food on that plate?
There's a lot of food on the plate.
And then Layla.
It doesn't look like a baby that just ate a nice meal.
And you talked about seeing a bump on her forehead. Is that on the right side of her forehead that we're talking about? Or the left side? I'll count that.
Yes, ma'am.
And is that up here in this area where you
No,
believe?
no, I object to leading the witness.
Sustain.
I'll ask, I don't know what you're saying.
I mean, it wasn't obvious. Well,
If you could just step down and point out where you're talking about, where you see what you believe to be a bump or a bruise on the forehead.
oh, here. Right here, and then the cut is over right here.
Okay, thank you. I'm showing you State's Exhibit 94, and this is from November the 14th.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you see that same?
Again, I object to leading the witness by pointing her directly to the first place on the picture. And Ms. Young believes is the location of an alleged injury.
Sustain objection.
If you could step down with the pointer again and tell me, did you see any injuries or what you believe to be injuries in that photograph of the State's Exhibit 94?
In this photograph, you know how she has the filters, Jennifer. So, but I feel like I might see a bruise or
I
something.
object to her, what her feeling like. She can say what she's observed, but that's it.
I
Do you
observed that when
observe
she sent me 2 pictures and hated the filter on the first one. That's where I got that.
on that
It's-
photograph?
First of all, it's not responsive, but let's just stick to the question.
I see the,
Do you see anything on that photograph that I guess maybe caused you concern?
yeah.
And if you could point to it.
There's, of course, the welt on her forehead and on the cheek, and the bruise.
So the first bruise that you're pointing to is on the right side of her forehead? And the second one, what side of her head is that?
It's on the left.
And you said that there was a bruise on her cheek. Which cheek is that? The right or the left?
The glare, is that glare? Sorry, that's. see her forehead really and on her chin, her cheek right there.
And what sheet is that? Thank you.
If at any time you'd like to have this set of lights turned off too, just let us know and we'll send somebody over there to do.
Thank you very much. In that conversation that we listened to, and I can't remember if I asked you this question, did Jennifer express any concern about Layla's weight?
She said that she was wondering if they were doing something wrong because she lost all her baby fat. And she said, but the doctor said that she wasn't in the normal, I guess, what she was supposed to be for her age. She was just maybe like, I don't remember. She said she was a teeny bit under. I can't exactly remember, so I'm not going to. But I do remember that she said that she was worried because she had lost a lot of weight since she moved in with her.
And Ms. Moore asked you about being friends with the defendant, is Joseph Rosenbaum. And when did that friendship or that connection occur? Before your kids were in her custody or after?
With my grand.
That y'all became friends on Facebook?
Oh, see, I want to say that it was after. Like, if we were friends before that, it couldn't have been for too long before. But I want to say that it was after.
Did you continue to be friends with her after November the 17th of 2015?
No, ma'am.
And so this photograph with the defense, number 4, is that from your Facebook page?
Yes, ma'am.
And what's the date of that?
That's January 22nd, 2016.
Is that a post that you sent to the defendant at all?
No.
Are you public or private?
I was public at that time.
So if someone's gone on to Facebook, will they have access to what you were posting in 2016?
Yeah, the little square right there with the people in it. I'm pretty sure that meant public or maybe friends could see it.
And at that time, you were no longer friends with Ms. Rosenbaum on Facebook?
Not that I am aware of.
Did you do anything to unfriend her at all?
No, I'm pretty sure that she may have blocked me. She's the one who severed the Facebook friendship.
Is there any reason why you didn't sever?
I didn't have time.
And Ms. Moe asked you about a visitation. I'm going to go back in August of 2015 when you said you were sick. What was going on with you?
I was really tired. The baby, like she was almost 10 pounds when I had her in September, at the beginning of September. So towards the end of August, I was just like, I basically never wanted to really move out of the bed, and my feet were always hurting, and I started getting, my stomach would get really like tight if I tried to do too much. So I kind of just, the doctor never said I had to be on bed rest or anything, but I just felt better laying down.
And so when you're talking about being sick, it was due to the pregnancy?
Right. And the previous visitation I had with the girls in July, I was also pregnant, and it was like, I felt like I couldn't do as much with them. I felt like, I still loved seeing them, and I did not want to see them. In August, I just figured that the baby would be there pretty soon, and that then, because at this point I didn't have any, in my head I never could have imagined what was really going on.
Did you think your girls were okay?
Yes.
Did you think your girls were safe?
Yes.
And did you think you not being there was causing any harm?
No. But I still hadn't seen them either in person. Just saying.
In that last visit that you had with them, you said it was in July what?
31st, I want to say. Because I remember bringing Layla her birthday presents that I gotten her, because it was the first time I'd seen her since her birthday. And her favorite toy was the kitchen, so I brought her a whole bunch of like kitchen stuff. And I don't think I brought the actual kitchen that I had for her, because I was leaving that in the room that I was setting up for them to come home.
And that was on July 31st?
Yes, ma'am.
And I think Ms. Moe also asked you about visitations with Millie after Layla's death. And you said they were supervised?
Yeah.
How does that work? unsupervised visitation?
Well, I think there was, since it was at Layla's funeral, I think that maybe, I mean, they were there in the funeral home with us. Like, nobody ever left the funeral home, but they weren't, like, right up on us. You know what I mean? Like, they gave Millie time to be with her family. And, I mean, it was supervised from a distance, but in the same building, in the same room.
Was there ever a time after November the 17th of 2015 that you had unsupervised visits with Millie?
No.
And Ms. Moe asked you about your parental rights being terminated. When were your parental rights terminated?
They were terminated, I'm sorry, I just gotten out of, I was in rehab at Right Side Up, and I want to say it was in, there was multiple termination hearings scheduled, and then I fired my counsel on the first one, so they had to reschedule, and the first one was in March
Of what year?
of 2017.
So was this after
Or
Layla's death in
18.
2015?
It was March 2018.
So March of 2018 is when your parental rights were terminated.
Yes, ma'am. Well, that's when they started to do it, and then it got continued until I could find counsel, and then they found counsel for me before I could find my own because I was incarcerated. And then when I got out, they rescheduled it again before I really got a chance to know my new representation. So it was somewhere in May, maybe April, end of April, beginning of May.
So in 2015, did you still have your parental rights?
And yes,
And do you know what a case plan is?
I do.
And what's a case plan?
A case plan is something that it's basically a guideline of things that you have to accomplish so that you can work towards getting your children back.
And were you still working your case plan in 2015?
In 2015, I was.
And you talked about Samantha White. Who was that?
She was my caseworker.
And tell me about your communication with Ms. White.
Well, I also couldn't exactly remember things that we were talking about in phone calls, so I started recording phone calls with her so I could go back and make sure that I wasn't not communicating things the way I meant them. But I basically started calling her too much, is what she was saying. Like, she saw that I'd called and she would call me back, but she has other people that she's dealing with. And she's going to get to my visitation. She just has to get with Jennifer. I'm pretty sure that's verbatim one of the conversations.
And is that some of the concerns why you started to record your conversations with Ms. White?
Yes, ma'am.
Was she always accessible to you in order to schedule visitations with the girls during the time that they were with the Rosenbaums?
No, she was awful at answering the phone. Like, I had to call so many times to where I guess I got on her nerves about, well, did you talk to Jennifer yet? Have you figured out this visitation thing? Have y'all agreed on something? Because at first it was them having to agree on it, but, I mean, Jennifer got to make the shot. She was the shot caller and everything, but Miss White, of course, had to agree.
And you were trying to make that happen by communicating with Ms. White?
Right. I just wanted it to get on a roll. Like, I wanted to see him. It'd been a long time.
And Ms. Moe asked you earlier on about a statement to Detective Witt. Do you recall ever telling Detective Witt that you lost custody of your girls because I would do anything to get high?
I honestly don't think I would ever say that. I can't see myself saying that. I mean, I don't recall saying that.
And would you, in regards to Ms. White, would you talk to the defendant, Jennifer Rosenbaum, about your frustrations about not being able to reach Ms. White?
I think I mentioned, I can't remember a specific conversation where I might have said that I couldn't get in touch with her, maybe, or that I voiced that to Jennifer. I may have.
Let me ask you, in State's Exhibit 93, the conversation that was taped, and you're talking to Jennifer, did y'all discuss defects?
Yes.
What was her statements to you about defects?
That they never checked on the girls anyways, except for the day before court. And
What
then,
else did she say?
keep going with,
Yeah, during that conversation.
she said that they never checked on the girls anyways, except for the day before court. And then they're all like, oh, how are the girls doing? And then she kind of like just has to throw in her statement, oh, well, good thing I haven't killed him yet because you wouldn't know.
Isn't it true, Miss Daniel, that the conversation you had with Jennifer was about the guardian ad litem, not about the defects workers? Isn't that correct?
Yeah, it was about.
Now, these conversations with Samantha White, where you're trying to reach her, what month was that in?
I've tried to reach her a couple times. You're talking about the ones where I recorded the phone calls?
No, I'm talking about the months you tried to reach her.
It was around, it was after I had the baby.
So when would that be?
It was September.
September. Do you
End of
recall
August.
in September telling Jennifer, or rather Jennifer telling you that Miss White wanted you to call? Do you recall that?
Do you have the paper or that
I'm
message?
asking you the question first. Do you recall that?
I'm sure she might have said that
Okay.
to me.
Do you recall saying that you were glad she doesn't know where I am right now? I'll be in court on the 21st. You remember saying that?
I don't remember it.
See if this refreshes your recollection.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Does it refresh your recollection?
It does.
So you were AWOL. They didn't know where you were, correct?
Well, it was because I still had my daughter, and I didn't want them to take her because of my previous defects case.
So you were AWOL.
My-
You were not in a place where she could find you, were you?
No.
Okay. And she, in fact, was going to call your grandmother to find out where you were, correct?
That's what it said.
And your response to Jennifer was, I'm glad she doesn't know where I am right now. I'll be in court on the 21st. And that was, you said that on September 16th, 2018. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's talk about November 14th. That's the date, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you had that conversation with her, right? Conversation with Jennifer and with Millie and Layla.
No, yes.
Okay. And she sent you pictures on that date,
Right.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as defendants 5, 6, and 7. And see if you can identify those for me. Can you identify them for me?
I can. You want me to?
Yes, what are they?
These are the updated pictures that I asked for of Layla and Millie from November 12th?
Isn't it true those pictures were taken on November 14th?
November 14th. Okay.
Isn't that true? And so those pictures were sent to you. And they are pictures of Millie and Layla.
That's,
At this time, I would tender defendant's exhibit 5, 6, and 7 into the record.
Any objection? And make it be 5, 6, and 7.
can I say something?
In response to questions. In response to questions.
Okay. I don't know. Oh,
If she asks a question, you can respond.
okay.
Is that a picture of Millie on November 14th?
That's the day I received the picture.
But that's also the date of the picture, isn't it?
That's
November 14th.
what day it was printed on.
Yes.
Okay.
That's been stipulated to by the DA's office.
I mean, that was the day that I received the picture.
But it was also the date the picture was taken, wasn't it?
I don't know about that.
Let me show you. That's a picture of Millie. And that's a picture of Millie up close.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a picture of Layla. correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to enter, we have drawn up a stipulation that the pictures are dated, both sides agree the date on the pictures are the dates that the pictures were taken based on our service of electronic file to the state, and they were able to check into the dates that they were taken, and we both stipulate that the dates as set out on the pictures are in fact the correct dates.
Okay, and those dates are,
November 14th, 2015.
okay, and that's the stipulation.
In regards to the first set, we had 2 electronic jump drives. Those photographs were on the first jump drives, and those dates are stipulated too.
5 through 7.
Yes.
Stipulation accepted by the court.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 10. I believe that's been... Your Honor, I'm sorry. Ms. Daniel, showing you Defendant's Exhibit 10 and asking you, what is that picture?
That's Layla getting her face painted.
And is that a picture you received on November 14th?
I received that picture with the others.
And was that on November 14th?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, I would tender Defendant's Exhibit 10 into the record.
Can you judge that? Admit?
Your Honor, may I publish?
Yeah.
If I may just have a moment, Your Honor. Isn't it true, Ms. Daniel, that in that phone call you had with Ms. Jennifer Rosenbaum, that she said on the phone that Layla, when Layla stopped talking, that Layla probably wanted to get to her dinner? Didn't she say that? You don't know?
I don't remember what she said exactly.
That's fine. We're not asking you just what you remember. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Please accept it. Is this witness one that should be retained, or are you asking that she be
I'm asking that
excused?
she be retained, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ma'am, you're excused from court for now, but you may be recalled. The state calls next, please.
State calls Michelle Chapman.
Michelle Chapman. Right up here, ma'am.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you shall give this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you could please state your name for the record.
Michelle Chapman.
And Ms. Chapman, how do you know Millie Place?
On September the 14th, I was introduced to her and asked if I could keep her for a while her mom had to do
Everybody
some
here.
jail time.
No, pull the microphone closer,
Sure.
please.
September the 14th, I was introduced to her and her mom had to do some jail time for a violation, and that's how I met her.
You said you met her on September 14th. Of what year was that?
2014.
2014?
Stay in front of the microphone, please.
Okay.
Was September 14 of 2014 the same date that you met Layla?
Yes.
Daniel? And where did you meet Millie and Layla?
At Cynthia Tate's house.
Excuse me,
Cynthia Tate's
And who
house.
is Cynthia Tate?
That is my husband's ex-wife.
And why were you at Cynthia Tate's house?
I was visiting our daughter, Tiffany Chapman, and our grandson at the time,
So you were there with your husband. What's your husband's name?
Anthony Chapman Scott. He goes by Scott.
Scott. So you were there with Scott visiting, you were at Cynthia Tate's house visiting Tiffany
Yes.
and your grandson?
Lucas, yes.
At the time you met Millie, how old was she?
She was 3.
The time you met Layla, how old was she?
She was 2.
How old was Lucas at that time?
2. They're just a few days apart.
When you say they, who are you speaking of?
Lucas and Layla.
Now, how soon after meeting Millie on September 14 of 2014 did Millie come to live with you?
She came to live with me that day.
That day, okay. And was this at the request of her mother,
Yes.
Tessa? On that same day, did Layla come as well?
No, not that day.
Where was Layla staying?
She was staying at Cindy's and Tiffany's house.
How long did Millie live with you?
From September the 14th to November, it was either the 3rd or the 4th. I want to say it was absolutely the 3rd.
The 3rd of November?
Mhm.
And that is of 2014?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you agree to allow Millie to stay with you, despite the fact that you only knew her for 30 minutes or so?
A lot of people ask me that. The only thing I can say is because I have a heart.
And who was living at your home at the time that Millie was there?
Just me and my husband.
What kind of child was Billy when she stayed with you?
She was wonderful. She was a 3-year-old, but she was a wonderful little girl.
During the time period that Millie was staying with you, would you visit Tiffany and Layla and Lucas?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when Millie first came to live with you, was she in good health?
Yeah, she was fine. She had a little problem where she had burnt herself, or she said Tessa's boyfriend Michael had burnt her. I don't know if it was accident. We didn't go into it. It was just like poof and gone. But other than that, she was fine.
When you say poof and gone, what do you mean by that?
She just said, "Oh, Michael did it," because I asked her what happened. It was a little scab on her thumb, and it was almost healed scab. I asked her what had happened. She said, "Michael burnt me," and Michael was Tessa's boyfriend at the time.
And other than that burn that Millie was able to tell you how that burn occurred, did she have any other injuries?
No, ma'am.
And did Millie have any other bruises?
No, ma'am.
To your knowledge, did Millie have any broken bones?
No, ma'am.
Well, Millie was living with you. Who was her primary caretaker?
I was.
And what kind of things did you do to help Millie at the age of 3?
Really, she was very smart. She would bathe her own self. I mean, I would stand there and help if she needed it, but other than that, she did everything on her own. She was very independent.
Tell me, or tell the jury about how Millie ended up leaving your home.
It was November. I really want to say it was the 3rd. It may have been the 4th, but her grandmother had called me and asked if she could come by and see Millie. She was going up to Blue Ridge, and I lived in Murrayville at the time. I didn't think nothing about it. Miss Peggy was trying to attempt to get her down there every other weekend or whatnot to see her grandmother. I didn't think nothing about it. She pulled up in the yard. Peggy, Jacob, which is Millie's biological father, and I believe it was his girlfriend at the time, got out of the car, got in the car, and I immediately called 911.
How come you immediately called 911?
That's what I was told to do by DeMarcus Blunt. Before anybody took her, I was to call the police.
And who is DeMarcus Blunt?
He was DFACS in Henry County that I finally got in touch with. He was supposed to come out October the 31st at 7 o'clock to do the placement and do a drug test on us and check the house. And Millie was going to be placed with us. And the night that we had talked to him, which was a couple of days prior to the 31st, he told us before anybody gets her, we have her until he says otherwise. So I didn't know what else to do besides call the police. I mean,
do you ever personally meet DeMarcus Blunt?
no, I've never seen him.
Now, prior to Millie living with you, had you ever met her grandmother, Peggy Banks?
No.
Was there ever a time that Millie and Layla lived with you and Anthony at the same time?
No.
When Millie left your care, was she in good health?
Yes.
And when was the last time that you saw Millie?
November the 3rd.
Now, was there a time that Layla lived with you?
No, she stayed with us for a few weeks, her and Lucas together. It was through a holiday vacation. They were both at home, and we just went and got them and kept them for a couple weeks. And I believe it was right before Christmas.
During that time period, was she primarily staying with Tiffany and Cynthia?
That's when she was staying with them, yes, ma'am.
And at the time that Layla came to stay with you for those 2 weeks, did she appear to be in good health?
She was fine.
Did she have any broken bones?
No, ma'am.
Did she have any unexplained bruises?
No, ma'am.
Any unexplained injuries?
No, ma'am.
What kind of 2-year-old was Layla? Or 1 year?
She was happy.
She was happy. When was the last time you saw Layla?
It was right before, I don't remember the date. It was right before she went in to, I want to say, the Browns.
The
Right
Browns.
before she went to first foster home.
And the last time you saw Layla, was she in good health?
She was fine.
When Layla was staying with you for those 2 weeks, did you change her diaper?
Yeah.
Did you dress her?
Yes.
Okay, and did you feed her?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness? Ms. Chapman, I'm going to show you 3 photographs that I've previously identified as States Exhibits 97, 98, 99.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me know if you recognize the photographs.
Yes, ma'am. They were all taken at my house.
And what are they photographs of?
This is
Tell me in general.
where Lucas and Layla laid in the bed. They had a pack and play, and that's what they slept in, right in the edge of the foot of our bed.
And what exhibit number is that?
99.
99. And is that how Layla appeared when she stayed with you?
Yes. This is at our kitchen table. They're eating supper with my husband, Anthony.
And is that States Exhibit?
This is 97.
And is that how Layla appeared at that time?
She
And
she
hold
left.
on, go back to this one, 97. Ms. Chapman, is that how she appeared?
Yes.
Okay. And now you can tell me about States 98.
This is her just having fun with Papa's shoes. That's what she would call us, Papa and Mama. She'd put on his boots and walk around. And this is 98.
And in these 3 exhibits is how Layla appeared during the time that she stayed with you?
Yes, ma'am.
And at this time, I tender States Exhibits 97, 98, and 99 into evidence and ask permission to publish.
For a minute, anybody else?
Put on overhead, Ms. Chapman, States Exhibit 97. If you can identify the individuals in the photograph, and you can use this pointer if you need. There is a step, so just be careful.
That's Scott, my husband. That's our grandson, Lucas, and that's Layla.
Thank you. And I'm going to have you just stay right there. Okay. I'm going to show you now States Exhibit 99. Your Honor, may I request that the lights be dimmed?
Both sides?
Thank you.
That's Layla and Lucas laying in the crib together, or they're packing play at the end of the bed.
And the child with their stomach exposed, who is that?
That's Layla.
And did she have any markings on her stomach during the time period that she lived with
She
you?
had no markings on her whatsoever.
Thank you. And last one is States Exhibit 98. And is that a picture of Layla at your home?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And when Millie first met you, what did she call you from the first moment she met you?
I was Mama Shell, and Scott was immediately Daddy.
Thank you. I have no further questions. Thank you.
Cross.
Is that of Layla and Lucas?
Yes, ma'am.
Layla on the right?
Correct. Lucas with his thumb in his mouth.
Does she have anything on her head there?
No, that's her hair.
That's her hair. fact, there's a shadow. That
I
her
believe
hair,
yes, it was.
her hair creates a shadow.
If you're talking about that white line right in here, that's
Yeah.
a curl.
That's a curl. But with regards to over here, that's her hair that's there.
Yes.
Okay. I just have a moment.